How to suffocate people with pressure in arena so you swamp them and get the kill as fast as possible. This is going to be king tips and tricks with your boy KenBeans. I'm talking about the best time to get in the boxes, how to end fights quick, the best way to predict others, and all the mistakes I had when W-king so I can tell you the exact ways I do this. It's kind of like a passive-aggressive playstyle, but a little bit of a twist. Some of you guys watch my tutorials, but I can promise you this is going to be one of the most important videos I'm ever going to post. This is the eaten or be eaten type of meta, especially for chapter 3 that you're going to need to know. And yes, I do call it that because if you're not the one spraying in chapter 3, then you're going to be the one getting sprayed. Throughout any point in time, if you watch this video and you like my shirt, it's going to be linked down below on KenBeans.store. And please consider using code KenBeans in the item shop because that's the #1 best way to support me. I'm throwing a cherry on top and a little disclaimer for this entire video. If you could be the person who masters this play style just like this in every single fight, the more consistent you get with this, the easier arena and comp is going to get across the board. Even if you're as simple as a normal pub player, doing this will increase your odds of winning every single fight. So you know what to expect. I went into arena and keyed every single person I saw. I took all these clips and I have around 20 to maybe 27, even 30 clips in this one video that I'm going to compress as fast as possible so you guys can get the most information out of it. Future Ken, I hope this goes well. The more examples I add in here and the more you study them, the more you're going to be able to understand your own examples when you're on the fly 1v1ing someone. Everything I did here was the right step so that 1, this guy missed the shot when I was double swinging on him. 2, I set it up so I can jump into his box. 3, a random car comes straight up your ass. In all seriousness, you see how I swung on the guy's wall and I set it up so I can turn that cone into a stair and leap into the box. This strat is so good. As I'm literally spiding up to this guy, I'm always looking for surprise angles on people, and you should never do a side jump like this. If you're not an advanced player in this situation right here and you do this side jump and you don't place that wall to block yourself, I'm killing you every time. Angles is the #1 thing you need to remember throughout any of these clips. Notice how when I block the guy's shot, my instant reaction is that he's going to reset, so that's when I charge right at him. I tried to bust right through his wall with that SMG. Hey, yo, pause. And then the second he made a good edit to try and shoot me, what I did was spray at him back, constantly keeping pressure up. And then the second the wall breaks, that's when I go to claim it and go for further piece control. Here's a more clear-cut example of how I start out spraying a guy. Once I crack him and get a surprise wall on him, I analyze the situation to try and find a wall that he didn't place yet, or a wall that I think he's going to not be able to place right away. This is the #1 reason why I always extend cones outwards into a box like this, because this guy was literally caught swinging at nothing. If you can understand this throughout your fights, this is how you're going to keep the pressure up without you even doing anything. Every time I pressure a guy's wall, you're not really able to see the whole clip because I cut it up so fast and fast and fast. If I were to summarize this into one easy thing, just being in front of someone's wall is keeping the pressure up. Even if you kind of sit there and don't do too much. Every time this guy repositions, I'm always in front of him. I'm keeping that eye-to-eye contact, so to speak. Even the small tips and tricks of using my shotgun to shoot it and then trying to take it back with a pickaxe, breaking through builds really quick with my SMG. Notice how I was always in front of that guy's wall. Even though my kill got stolen, I would have got that kill anyway. What you have to remember is to make your pickaxe your best friend, you have to know that bind in and out without even thinking about it. Lots of times how I apply good pressure is pickaxing a wall before they know that I'm really there, so they kind of understand where I am, but at that time I'm already getting the second swing. Instead of spraying my SMG all the way through, I took the stair back. Then I paused, I wait for him to shoot, and then that's when I made another edit and unloaded on his face. It's aggressive, but it's also passive. Do you see where I'm getting at with just that one play? This is one of the fastest ways you'll ever kill someone in arena. The reason why this worked was because I kept the pressure up at the very beginning and gave him no chance to think what was happening. I shot him as I was landing on the box. I'm running from one wall to another. The second I pickaxe the wall, instant stair goes over my head. I jump in that box and I have full confidence in myself that I will hit shot. Now that's a rare thing for KenBeans, but I challenge you guys to have that same mindset because it will get you kills. Here's one of the best situations to play around boxes that aren't yours. Notice how I went for a wall retake, but once I claimed it, I used his own fully built brick as a right-hand peak. And then as I was spraying back at him, you see how I'm keeping the pressure up? I waited for the wall to break so I can claim it back. That's a little mind game that I play with lots of people, especially if they're not that talented. And when I box his butt up, I am cramming him into a corner. Ayo, and I am spraying him with every SMG bullet. You need to get in people's faces in a very friendly way and just shove their SMG straight up the... I'm never doing that joke again. You guys laughed last time. That's the only reason why I did it. To really suffocate a player is to understand to get multiple builds around the box that you think they're going into. So for example, I know that might be hard to understand. I cracked this guy. He is running at me. So what I did was when I saw him coming into the box and I already had all the walls around me, I went around him to fully secure him in. Kind of like once you got a half trap, I don't look to full box him from the same wall. I literally will go around to box a guy. I should have done a more optimal edit, but we got the kill. Even when I'm severe low HP, I heal up, get back on my feet, but I understand that even though I'm king, I'm waiting for the right moment to strike, kind of like a tiger or a lion. I know that the guy pushing me thinks he has the advantage. All I need is one shot, one box, one opportunity. I hit this guy with a window edit, coned him, and when I shot him, I tried to predict where he was gonna go next, but since I saw him in that same box, I edit open and he's quick dead. All stems from having patience. It's that passive but aggressive at the same time. Here's a single-handed best tip to predict anyone when you're keying them. I started pickaxing this guy's box before I landed on his stair. Once I didn't get it the first time, I shot and then continued to take out my SMG to spray a little bit further. The second you start spraying, someone's gonna hold their map out just like this. That's because they don't want the bullets to bleed through. I almost got it with another pickaxe, and then I saw him literally turn just like this. That's when you got a guy by the throat. I missed the full box, but I almost had it. He's running away and I should be healing, but for the sake of the video, I continue to go anyway. Boom, cone exploit. And whenever I do that, they always hold their wall because now they're nervous. They know if I get this wall here that they're screwed. That's exactly why whenever I do a move like this, all you have to do is play on the corner. I shoot him and then place a wall, and now I'm protected. Except this time I pieced him up and finished up the kill with the swiftness. You cannot be scared to just full send at someone's mouth. That's exactly what I did with this guy, and that's always how I started most of these fights, and I found that I was winning way more fights in arena just by full sending. Playing with complete and utter confidence that I'm gonna be able to get more hits than you. The reason why I got this kill so fast is because I exploited in at the correct time when he didn't see me. Aggressive, but now I go passive because I have him pokeballed here, which is coned up. I just wait for him to spray, boom, pre-fire death. This is all the clips back to back. There was lots of people fighting here. When I get walls on people that are half piece controlled, you see how I'm playing aggressive but trying to predict where he's gonna go next because I don't have him full box. Fortnite is as simple as that. If you don't have someone full box, look to where they're gonna go to instead of trying to get more piece control through the walls that you already have. I'm spraying and throwing piece control in their box. I hit the guy 88. This guy rolls up to my box as I'm fighting him, and I kill him real quick with the tack because I have confidence in my aim. I don't care what happens. I'm staying calm. Notice how I'm keying multiple people back to back. You saw, even though this is it was a better rarity here, this guy had a gold SMG. To be a good keyer when the loot drops, in the midst of a fight, I'm always picking up other guns because it's always reloaded. That's what gives me more time to pressure a guy's box and get to their wall so I don't have to focus on reloading. The goal is to not spray your entire SMG clip. I'm just trying to do it to knock him down, make him nervous, be confused, so that way I can find a good time to get in his mouth, like literally in his face. And to be honest with you, my shotgun wasn't reloaded, but I remembered that my SMG had a few bullets in it. You have to keep a mental note of all the ammo you have in your guns. That is the most important, that is the golden rule to keying. You have to keep the pressure up, but not shoot too much to the point where you have nothing reloaded by the time you get into the box. I was keying everyone, but this guy ended up cracking me to the point where I was too weak to really do anything. In a situation like this, notice how I'm not boxing up. The whole reason why I was able to turn the tides in this fight was because this guy was the one that went to go run away to box up. As the person who is keying, which is me, this is the biggest mistake I see my enemies do all the time, and it's the #1 reason why I kill him so fast. Like when I shot this guy, I shot him when he was running away, but then what I did was see where he was going to so I can predict him going in another spot. That's exactly what I did here, and when I got in this position, you see this, you spray with your SMG. Then I continue to piece control further. Before we get into more, and you might get a little lost, which is understandable, here's a quick recap so you guys are all on the same page. Keep a mental note of all the ammo you've been spraying so you can remember exactly what guns are and aren't reloaded so that you can keep the pressure up the right way. 2 is to remember the passive aggressive. Your main sort of goal is to look for some sort of advantage with an angle to get damage on them first. 3 is to have patience and not always just blatantly key. It just so happens in every single clip that I position myself in the right spot to place walls after I shoot someone. Or I'm keeping the right pressure up mentally where I shoot the wall on my shotgun, then I take out my SMG to spray at him a little bit, and then I finally take out my pickaxe to try and get the wall. I like hitting the rift with the spideys because it gives you this nice POV of the entire map. That's just one small thing that you guys may not know. We've been a little fast throughout this video, but one of my favorite peaks, be on top of a stair just like this and you do a quick little jerk and you shoot the guy and place a flat. This guy was really aggressive, so I know he knows how to play. That's why once I got a crack, I wait for him to do something first before I actually go to full send piece, because then I'll get cracked back. Always look to place cones through people's boxes because the second you can get this in there, that's when they get really nervous, and that's the whole reason why I was able to kill this guy in the first place. The cone allowed me to get pressure up, take the wall, and chase him through the bottom of the build. To start out when you're keying someone, this is the whole reason why I do nice simplistic retakes, throwing stairs in their face, doing anything I can do to get the height, because in order to key really aggressively, if you start out with the height in these fights, it's going to make it a lot easier. Also, keep in mind the loadout I got. I talked about this in the last video. I got a shotgun, I got spideys, I got splash, I got got an SMG, and then I have minis. Only 2 guns you need to key really good. Every single time someone escapes me, that's when I always try and claim the pieces back that they're running from. He got on the stair, but I read the situation very carefully. I do all the right edits here. I remember that I'm keying, I'm freaking out, but I'm also calm. Remember that. Think of the sunset, you little billies. Relax yourself with any image you need so that you can key people while being ultra calm. That's when you make all the right decisions on Fortnite. This is the best thing to do because the directional audio up and down in Fortnite is absolute dog. But keep in mind, I didn't continue spraying. I always look to secure the kill by running in. I place the wall, and then I full box them in and continue to spray them. You have to catch people on the run and do it really quick. And every single time I get a kill when other enemies are around, I'm always looking to relocate and box up in a new box that I know is mine. Very high IQ strat. I see this guy's box. Notice how I'm spraying at it to keep the pressure up so that 1, he stays in the box, and 2, takes his map out. Every time you spray at someone, that's always what they're gonna do. You see how I'm playing between 2 walls? I'm not actively taking 1 wall. I'm in fact trying to put pressure on 2 walls. That makes it so they have so freaking, they're stressed out in that box. If you ever see yourself using the Spideys, I always look to just run right in a guy's box. Ooh, right down in the center. I will taking the SMG and going right in your face with it. No matter who you are, this play with this meta, it is GG for that guy. But even though I'm keying, you see how I stopped myself to realize what I was doing so that I didn't look stupid. I'm build fighting a guy, trying to piece him, but I realized when the fight was a no-go anymore. Do yourself a favor and don't just key and crank like a chicken with your head chopped off. Whether or not I full send or I don't, the piece control aspect is the most important thing to keying because that teaches you angles. I hope you guys were able to at least pick up 1 tip and trick or maybe win 1 more fight because of it. This is the type of video where now that you see how it's done, you take what you see and you implement it into new ways to get kills in your own games. This is exactly what we do on the KenBeans YouTube channel, and also this was live streamed on the Twitch channel as well. I can't say that word because I do get banned. Link to the stream is going to be down below. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to use code KenBeans, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces. Peace.